Have you ever packed your entire life into a suitcase, guys, and moved thousands of miles away to a beautiful country like Thailand and realized you could not outrun your own loneliness? I thought, guys, teaching English abroad would be the perfect backdrop for my comeback story. Instead, I found myself face to face with a massive language barrier. I was thousands of miles away from my family and completely stripped of whom I thought I was. Hey friends, my name is Sharon, and on this channel I share about my walk with Jesus. If that's something that is of interest in you, let's continue watching. So looking back at those 10 months, I realized I wasn't being punished by God. It was just a preparation, and here are 6 biblical lessons that I learned in my Thai wilderness. The first one, the wilderness is for isolation and not just relocation. So you know what? When I first landed in Thailand, I thought I was just relocating for a job, but God had a different agenda. He wasn't just changing my geography, He was changing my environment, and just to get me alone. You know, sometimes God will allow a language barrier and a physical distance from your family to quiet the noise of the world, actually. The wilderness isn't just a place on a map. It's a spiritual classroom designed for isolation, so you can finally hear His voice without any distractions. So the second lesson is that God meets us in the manna season, and I'll be referring to Exodus 16. You know, in Exodus 16, God provided manna to the Israelites in the desert. The catch was they could only gather enough for that specific day. If they tried to save it, it got rotten. So my 10 months in Thailand was a textbook manna season. I didn't have the grace for month 5 when I was only on month 1. I had to learn to ask God for daily emotional strength, guys. The daily comfort for the loneliness and the daily patience. So God meets us in the presence and not in our anxieties about our future. The third lesson was that healing cannot be fast-tracked, guys. And let me be completely transparent. Loneliness can make you desperate for a quick fix, because I tried to fast-track my comfort by getting into the online dating sites. I wanted someone to talk to. I wanted someone to see me. Instead, it completely backfired. I was ghosted, guys. I met people who were playing games and they were completely unserious. And it hurt me. But it was a harsh wake-up call, you know. You cannot fast-track healing with a distraction. So God blocked these connections because He refused to let me heal superficially. He wanted me to cure the rot and not just mask the symptoms. So the fourth thing I also learned while I was in Thailand is reclaiming my identity. You know, before this journey, I felt like I had completely lost my whole identity, actually. I couldn't see myself clearly anymore. But during this time away, God began to reclaim me. It was like a project. He began restoring the pieces of me that knew how to be a devoted wife, a loving mother, and a sharp, capable employee. So sometimes God must take you out of your comfort zone and strip you away of all your familiar routines, just so that He can give you your true identity back, completely purified and renewed. And then the fifth thing that I learned was to absolutely rely on God. When you are in a foreign country, your safety nets are God. Reliance on God stops being a Christian cliche, guys. It becomes your actual oxygen. When the dating apps failed, when the language barrier felt like a wall, and when my family was an entire timeline away, I had no choice but to lean entirely on God. I learned that when God is all you have left, you finally realize that God is truly all you need. So he became my ultimate comforter. And my sixth and final lesson was that the 10-month milestone was like a birthing period. It's no coincidence that my time in Thailand lasted exactly 10 months. In terms of a human gestation, it was full-term pregnancy, and it's like 9 to 10 months. And this wasn't just a random chunk of calendar time. It was a birthing period. I was in labor. The loneliness, the tears, the isolation, those were birth pangs of a new version of me. And God's plan was never to leave me stranded in Thailand, guys. His plan was to use those 10 months to form something beautiful inside of me, so that when I finally stepped back into my life, I was ready to give birth to the woman he had always called me to be. So if, guys, you're in your wilderness right now, whether you are literally overseas or just feeling isolated in your own space and in your own current season, trust the process, guys. Stop trying to force open doors that God has shut for your protection. Let him isolate you, let him feed you day by day, and let him rebuild you. Your birthing season is coming, guys. Thank you so much for listening to my heart today. I will see you in the next